Israel has announced its plans to acquire a third squadron of advanced F-35 stealth fighter jets.
This Israel's F-35 is so advanced, so terrifyingly intelligent, that even America's own version looks outdated in comparison. Imagine this, an F-35 that can rewrite its own software mid-flight to beat a threat nobody has ever seen before.
Israel's surprise attack destroyed hundreds of Egyptian planes in hours.
That's not science fiction. That's happening right now in Israeli skies. And here's the kicker. America built the jet. Israel rebuilt its brain. What comes out on the other side isn't just a fighter. It's the first truly thinking warplane in human history. But how did Israel get America to break the rule they swore would never be broken? Why are US pilots secretly begging to fly the Israeli version? And what secret upgrade makes Israeli F-35s not just stealthy, but practically unstoppable? We're about to dig deep, because the differences between these two jets are bigger than anyone dares admit. Buckle up, because today we're peeling back the classified layers of the F-35 Adir, Israel's fighter that outsmarts the very plane America thought it built. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until we reveal the most mind-blowing Israeli upgrade that makes the US version look like yesterday's tech. Breaking America's golden rule. Let's start with the boldest move Israel ever pulled off. America's #1 rule with the F-35 program was simple. No country modifies the central computer. None. Not the UK, not Japan, not even NATO allies. But Israel? They convinced the Pentagon to hand over the keys. Why? Because Israel argued it couldn't survive relying on US updates that take years to roll out. The Middle East changes in weeks, sometimes days. So the US made an exception. The only exception in the world. Israel didn't just tweak the jet. They rebuilt its electronic brain from the ground up. The result? The F-35 Adir, Mighty One. But here's the thing. Mighty doesn't even cover it. This isn't just a jet. It's a warplane that learns, adapts, and evolves every single mission. And the shocking part? This decision, breaking America's golden rule, set up every other advantage we'll reveal in the next sections, including a secret that makes American F-35s look stuck in the past. From reactive to predictive, the brain upgrade. Here's where things split wide open. US F-35s operate reactively. They see a radar threat, check their library, deploy the pre-programmed counter. Effective? Yes, but predictable. Israeli F-35s? Completely different league. They don't just react, they predict. Think about it like this. Imagine you're playing chess. America's F-35 is a master at defending moves already seen in the playbook. Israel's F-35 is the grandmaster that predicts your next 3 moves before you've even thought of them. Here's how it works. Israeli engineers loaded the Adir with adaptive machine learning software. The jet reads enemy radar pulses, communication chatter, even subtle behavior patterns, and then evolves countermeasures on the spot. The game changer? This intelligence is shared across the fleet instantly. If one Adir figures out a new trick to beat a Russian S-400 radar, every other Israeli F-35 knows the countermeasure instantly. America's jets? They don't have this hive mind advantage. Now, if that already sounds insane, wait until you hear how Israel designed a plug-and-play brain for the F-35. That's next. The plug-and-play brain advantage. American F-35 software upgrades take months, sometimes years. They require massive integration, testing, bureaucracy. By the time it's rolled out, the battlefield has already changed. Israel's solution? A modular plug-and-play brain. This means their F-35 can accept new software, sensors, or weapons in days. Engineers back in Tel Aviv develop a smarter algorithm, upload it overnight, and boom, the whole fleet is smarter the next morning. Here's the wild part. The Israeli version can literally rewrite its own code mid-flight. Picture this. The jet encounters a brand new missile it's never seen before. Instead of panicking, the onboard AI analyzes the missile, designs a new countermeasure, and deploys it without waiting for human input. That's not a fighter jet. That's an adaptive war machine. And while America's jet is locked into yesterday's brain, Israel's F-35 evolves like software in the middle of combat. But if the brain is this powerful, imagine what happens when you hook it up to smarter weapons. That's our next stop. Smarter weapons integration. Let's be clear. The US F-35 carries impressive smart bombs and missiles. But Israel's version? They carry weapons that learn. Take the Spice Bomb series. American bombs follow preset GPS coordinates. Israeli Spice munitions? They can reroute mid-flight, dodging air defenses and striking from unexpected angles. It's like a missile with a brain of its own. Or the Python 5 missile. American AIM-9s shoot at where an enemy jet is. Python 5? It predicts where the jet will be based on pilot habits, speed, and evasive maneuvers. It's like fighting someone who already knows your escape plan. And then, there's the Delilah cruise missile. This monster doesn't just hit a target. It loiters, surveys the battlefield, analyzes priorities, and then chooses the most valuable target in real time. That means an Israeli pilot can launch it, and the weapon itself decides the smartest neutralization. Even more impressive? Israeli F-35s can coordinate multiple weapons to strike a single target in perfect unison. One missile dives from above, while another curves in from the side, overwhelming defenses with split-second precision. That's coordinated intelligence warfare at a level American jets simply don't match. It's not just about dropping bombs. It's about orchestrating attacks, like a conductor leading a symphony, each weapon playing its part in harmony to guarantee the neutralization. Now picture those weapons, guided by a fighter jet brain that adapts in real time. That's why Israeli strikes slip past defenses US F-35s struggle with. But if weapons aren't enough, what about maintenance? What if the jet could predict its own failures before they even happen? That's the next big edge. Predictive maintenance and adaptive systems. Here's a fact most people miss. America's F-35s are notorious for maintenance issues. They're powerful, but they spend a lot of time in the hangar. Israel hacked that problem with predictive maintenance. Their adders analyze every bolt, sensor, and wing stress in flight. Using AI, they predict when a part will fail weeks in advance and schedule the fix before it ever breaks. The result? Far higher readiness rates than US F-35 squadrons. And there's more. Israeli-built wings aren't just pieces of metal. They're filled with sensors that detect stress and automatically adapt their structure mid-flight for durability. These jets literally heal themselves in small ways while flying. What's even more remarkable is how quickly Israel can apply lessons learned. Because they manufacture and upgrade components locally, they aren't waiting years for Pentagon approval cycles. If combat data shows a weak point in a subsystem, Israeli engineers can redesign, produce, and install the fix within weeks. That means their fleet is not only more reliable, but also more custom-tailored to Israel's unique battlefield needs. Each upgrade compounds, making every new jet slightly better than the one before it. Plus, Israel has the only dedicated F-35 testbed outside the US. This flying lab lets engineers test new software in real missions before rolling it out across the fleet. America? Still stuck with the one-size-fits-all maintenance playbook. But all of this comes to life only when you see how these jets perform in combat. And the results? Nothing short of shocking. Combat intelligence superiority. Combat is the real test, and Israel's Adirs have already proven themselves in ways the American fleet hasn't even attempted. Example: May 2018. Israeli F-35s became the first in the world to conduct combat missions, slipping into contested Syrian airspace guarded by Russian S-300s and S-400s, striking targets and leaving without a scratch. 2021. They intercepted Iranian drones not by chasing them, but by predicting their paths and eliminating them at the most efficient moment. 2023. An Israeli F-35 shot down a Houthi cruise missile, but the AI calculated the intercept faster than the human pilot could react. The system wasn't reacting, it was preempting. And in October 2024, Israeli adders flew deep into Iranian airspace, neutralized defenses before they could fire, and struck multiple sites across 3 countries. American jets would have triggered alarms. Israeli jets slipped through like ghosts. What's important to realize is this isn't just about isolated victories. It's about rewriting the tempo of warfare. Israeli F-35s operate on computer time, not human time. They compress the entire decision chain, detect, analyze, counter, strike, into seconds. That means enemies aren't just behind in weapons, they're behind in time itself. No matter how fast you think you can respond, the Adir has already moved 3 steps ahead, striking where you're weakest before you even know you've been targeted. This isn't just stealth. This is stealth combined with smarts. And it gets even scarier when you realize the Israeli fleet doesn't fight alone. It networks into a collective brain. Network intelligence multiplication. Here's where things go next level. American F-35s share data. Israeli F-35s share intelligence. When multiple Adirs fly together, their computers merge into a hive brain. If one jet learns, the whole formation instantly levels up. Imagine 8 fighters thinking as one giant computer in the sky. And it doesn't stop there. Israeli F-35s can push their intelligence into older fighters like F-15s and F-16s, meaning even legacy jets suddenly fight like smarter versions of themselves. America doesn't have this capability. The network extends to ground systems, naval ships, even satellites. In effect, Israel has built a battlefield web where every piece of military hardware benefits from the Adir's AI brain. And it's not just about passing along targeting data. It's about pooling raw computing power. One jet might detect a signal, another analyzes it, and a third crafts the countermeasure, all in real time. Together, they form a war-fighting network that's faster and sharper than any single pilot or plane could ever be. That's not just force multiplication, that's intelligence domination. But here's the scariest part. Israeli F-35s don't just get smarter together. They get smarter forever. The learning advantage, getting smarter. Every flight. Here's the final and maybe most frightening difference. US F-35s get software updates every few months or years. Israeli F-35s get smarter every flight. Each mission teaches the AI something new. Enemy radar patterns, pilot behaviors, missile evasion tactics. That knowledge is stored, shared, and built upon. And here's the crazy part. This knowledge isn't siloed. The moment one Adir learns something new, the rest of the fleet instantly benefits. It's like giving every jet in the air the same upgrade at the exact same moment. In practice, this means Israel's F-35s are not just individual fighters. They're a continuously evolving collective brain. Even brand new Aders rolling off the production line instantly inherit years of hard-won combat intelligence without flying a single mission. Which means an F-35 Adir fresh off the assembly line in 2025 already knows years of battlefield lessons. A US F-35 fresh from the factory? It starts at 0. Even more jaw-dropping, the AI learns each pilot's habits. If a pilot tends to dodge left, the jet adapts its algorithms to complement that style, turning man and machine into a seamless partnership. And the benefits don't stay in the jet. Israeli F-35 intelligence feeds into missile defenses like Iron Dome, upgrading the entire nation's defense in real time. This is the future of warfare. Machines that don't just fight, they learn. And Israel's F-35s are living proof. Smarter, faster, deadlier. So here's the undeniable truth. Israeli F-35s are not just better equipped. They're fundamentally smarter. From breaking America's golden rule to building a predictive brain, from smarter weapons to adaptive maintenance, from combat intelligence to collective networks, Israel turned the world's most advanced fighter into the world's first thinking fighter. And every mission makes them smarter still. These jets don't plateau, they evolve. Each flight is like downloading a new upgrade, and each battle writes code into the future of air combat. American F-35s follow manuals. Israeli F-35s write their own. That's the difference between a weapon and a warfighter. The Adir isn't just responding to threats, it's shaping the battlefield itself. When enemies scramble defenses, Israel's F-35s are already 2 moves ahead, rewriting the rules before the other side even realizes the game has changed. America's F-35s may be the most expensive fighters ever built. But Israel's F-35s? They're priceless in a different way. They represent the next era of air combat. Predictive, adaptive, unstoppable. Because in tomorrow's wars, it won't be the fastest or even the stealthiest jet that wins. It'll be the smartest. And right now, that crown belongs to Israel. If this opened your eyes to the future of air combat, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Because just like these jets, our channel is always evolving. Don't miss the next mission. Jet Insight, signing off.